I have had over 3,500% return on some of this investment. And some of this stuff we're talking about today, I mean, all of it combined, I've made 334 million gold profit so far. And once it's all sold through in the future, based on average sale prices, this is going to be over 500 million gold profit. Now, originally this was going to be Billionaire Gold Making Part 3, but I've decided to make it sort of more into an investment video. But obviously there's going to be a lot of my stuff in here as well, so it's a bit of a mixture going on. So today we are talking about investing, and this isn't clickbait, short-term YouTube content creator clickbait. This is billionaire YouTube long-term investment clickbait. So like I said, we are talking long-term when it comes to this. So this investment, I have done videos about it before, and sort of every year, 18 months, I do another video updating how it's been going and talking about investing and how you can make some good gold from it as well, if it is something you are interested in. So investing short term is what you get a lot of the clickbait of on YouTube, but it's much higher risk and the returns are much lower. But unfortunately, that's what everybody wants. Everyone just wants to make a lot of gold in a short amount of time, but it's just not realistic. With this stuff we're talking about today, getting 10 times your gold is fairly common. And you will see here that on some of this stuff, I'm sort of getting 35, 50 times my gold back from what I invested, which is, absolute insanity. But that's how it works when you do this properly. So 2 years ago, I made a video, and it was an investment video I made, and I said, guys, invest in these and you will make a lot of gold. And in that video, there were various bits of transmog, and they have all gone up in price. But if we look at this one in particular, so my average buy price on these was 4,200 gold. And within 18 months, I had sold 174 of these for 9.4 million gold. So that's an average sale price of 54,000 gold. So even in that initial period when I'm still buying stuff up, I'm still making over 10 times my investment back. And that's before we've even got to the stage where the prices actually really started going up. So nowadays, you'll get the very cheapest of these on the entire region, sort of 30 to 40k. But realistically, I sell these on a regular basis for sort of 120 to 125k usually, or around 100k, somewhere in that region. So at that point, I'm getting sort of over 20 times my investment back based on my average buy price, which, that's absolutely fantastic. So hopefully you guys who watched the channel 2 years ago picked up a lot of that transmog and have it all sat in a warband bank somewhere. Because if you did, then you're going to make sort of 20 times your gold from what you invested, from what I suggested you put your gold into then. And that was just the ones that I shared with you guys. So this was another one. So this one, I bought 153 of these for 2.9 million gold. So that's an average buy price of 19.1k. Now, for around the last year or so, I have been selling these at 700,000 gold. But these have now got so rare that I've actually put my price up to 1 million gold. So that's gone from an investment of an average buy price of less than 20k, and I'm now selling these at 1 million gold each. Over the years, I've tracked this project in this Excel. Every now and again, I break it out and just sort of see how it has been going. And like I said in the intro, currently sat on 334 million gold profit from my investment in this stuff, with around 187 million gold left based on the average sales that I have been getting. But like I said, the prices are actually going up, if anything, so I'm likely to get more than that. So it's likely to go above that 500 million gold profit quite easily. So the profit margins here are insane. And this is how you make gold with investing. Not this short-term clickbait crap. This is how you make gold with investing. I have multiple projects like this going on. So in fact, on the run up to the War Within release, in the space of 2 weeks, I spent over 82 million gold on investments. And like with the others, even if I get that minimum return of a 10x, then that's going to be sort of over 800 million gold profit, hopefully. But we'll see how it goes. So this is amazing gold making, and there is very little that comes close to it in the game. Now, before we talk about what you need to do to be able to do this, just saying we have started a KCHAC gold making Discord community. The link to that is in the description below, and it would be absolutely great if you've not already joined to come up, and we're just talking about gold making and stuff all the time and various other stuff as well. So if you can join us, then you'll be the first to know about anything that does happen in the gold making community. So it's just launched last week and we're already at sort of nearly 1.5k members. So that's been absolutely fantastic. So I've used this picture before to show the relationship between supply, demand, and price. If you are looking at something that's evergreen, so we're talking about like a mount or a transmog, something like that, then what you tend to see with the demand is when it first comes out, there's huge demand. But then what happens is over time, the demand is just going to level out. So the demand for sort of transmog, mounts, stuff like that, it just remains fairly consistent over a long period of time. So you know that the demand for it is not really going to change. So therefore, in order for us to get the price to go up, the only way for us to do that is for the supply into the market to come down. And that is actually really easy to do. So when can you guarantee that the supply is going to absolutely massively drop off? At the end of an expansion, everyone moves to the new expansion. I mean, how much time are you spending in Dragonflight or Shadowlands at the moment? And I can guarantee that most of you haven't been back there since the expansion released. So what's happening is everything that drops in those expansions from whatever content it is, so the supply has just literally gone to almost zero, but the demand has remained consistent, so the price can start to rise. Now, if an item is too common, say there's like 10 or 15 on every single auction house on the region, then the price on that won't go up because it's just too common for it to happen. But say there's only a couple on each server auction house, then these are sort of the ones where the price will really start to go up over a long period of time once that supply does dry up. So this is why I spent that 82 million gold that was just what I spent in a period of 2 weeks on investing. I was grabbing up loads of the Dragonflight stuff, and now it's just sat in banks waiting for the price to go up, which it will do because not only has the supply dried up, but you've also taken a lot of the supply out of the market by just dumping it into banks. So you're sort of creating artificial scarcity because it's all sat in your banks. So you've got the double whammy of you've taken it out of the market and the supply's dried up. So it's helping the price to go up over time. Now you'd think when I spend that 82 million gold, that is the best time to be buying. Right at the end of the expansion, grab it all up, fantastic. It's actually probably one of the worst times to be doing it. So when you need to be doing it is basically like now until that point at the end of the expansion. Because when I spent that 82 million gold, I'd been buying up those items that I did buy for quite a while, for at least a year beforehand. So, but my average buy price on those 2 weeks was much higher because if you do this slowly over a long period of time, then you can just pick up whatever is really cheap and you're sort of not in a rush to get it done. If you do it right at the end of the expansion, not only are other people doing it, so you're going to be paying more, but also you don't have the time to just pick up things on the cheap. You just have to buy it for whatever it's going for. So I think my average buy price was probably about twice as high doing it at the end of expansion. So you get the best profit margins doing this slowly over a long period of time. If there was anything in the War Within that you'd want to be investing for and leaving it in the bank till next expansion, or maybe even mid next expansion or late next expansion, then now would be the time to pick it up, because now until sort of right towards the end of the War Within expansion is going to be when you get it for the cheapest. So basically what you want to do is if you see anything that you think is a potential, that sort of, like I said, evergreen stuff that is still gonna have some demand when the expansion ends, and that there isn't a huge supply of it in the market. And you just keep an eye on it and see how the market goes. Is it price going down? Is the price going up? And you need to do this over a long period of time. Now, this isn't a situation where I can say, go do this, go do that. I could, but then the market would be wrecked straight away. This is another one of those situations whereby this is how you make hundreds of millions of gold. But you also have to do the legwork yourself, unfortunately, because that's just how it works. Anytime you're watching an investing video, it says go and do this, then it's like a meme stock basically, and people are just buying it based on sort of hype. But this sort of stuff, like you've seen with my results, the returns can be absolutely ridiculous, and nothing comes close to it in the game. No sort of gold making. You cannot get this sort of return doing anything else. But the biggest factor here, and the reason why the vast majority of people who are watching this video will not be able to do this, and why it is so lucrative, is because of the time periods involved. So you see on some of those graphs and stuff that I showed you earlier that they were going back to like 2020, 2021, 2022. This is something, like I said, it's over years. This is not weeks or months. This is years. Like I said, if you're buying War Within stuff now, you are not going to sell it probably till, even try and start selling it till early to mid next expansion at the absolute earliest. So it's going to be sat in a bank for 2 years and you're spending your gold now. But you will probably get a big return on that gold if you do this correct. And that's the problem. People want everything now. But if you do everything long term, and you'll get to a situation where like I'm in now, where I've done so much of this in the past, but now I'm just cashing in every day. So all I do is I cross all my servers, I just list all my auctions and make, $1 million gold every day or whatever it is. Anyway, guys, I hope that's given you something to think about. Just sort of definitely the best ways to make gold in WoW. Anyway, think about it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.